Okay, Shalom Akim, Kah Halalim La, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Rakakadash, and double honors to Rams and Apostles, Thadi Yahshua for the strength in order to make this video, and Shalom once more to you brothers and sisters out there as well. And really the topic for this lesson is that the privileges of Esau Edom, and Salakia, I always say this in the beginning, is the brother Ratazar Rakha Halawaya, meaning willing spirit praise Yahweh. And when we say Kah Halalim La, it means all praises to, and then Yahweh is the name of the Most High, of whom his name means he is, he exists, or he is to be. And Yahweh is the name of the only begotten Son, of whom his name is Yahweh, meaning he the deliverer, or he delivers, as in he will deliver Israel, but more specifically the elect in this time period. So, that's just a brief introduction into the ancient Hebrew. But now going into the topic, based upon the privileges of the wicked will be revoked. And the wicked, as we know, is Esau Edom, which in the scriptures, which is really just another way of saying the so-called white man, in more simpler terms and for today's modern age. But we know that him being in the rulership society, him being in rulership right now, alongside Amalek as well, which is really a descendant of Edom too. It mentions that within First Chronicles as well. But Esau Edom being our main enemy, he's the one who's ruling right now. He's the one who's ruling over us and also ruling and influencing the other nations as well. But this is only a temporary time period. So in this temporary time period, the Abashim Yashar will allow Esau to be puffed up, to try and achieve his goal of, which really, he's trying to achieve a society of complete control, even of the mind as well, man. What do they call it? Transhumanism. Yeah, transhumanism, where you want to merge man and machine. That was Esau's ultimate goal. But the thing is, according to prophecy, the limit which he will achieve will be when that MOTB is released. That's the peak really of Esau's kingdom, where the MOTB is released, and Yahweh Shem Yashai allows him to enjoy that for a time. But there'll be a time where the chaos will be too much, where Esau cannot handle it, and all these other prophecies will then be running very, very quickly, to the point where, as the scriptures say in Job, as he's about to fill his belly, then he's gonna be brought down low, man. But let me get this precept out. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. And what that's talking about is all the nations of whom, you can liken it onto the NATO nations and EU nations as well, that are currently at peace with Esau Edom, which predominantly, of course, the military might is in America, Babylon, so they're in confederacy with Babylon as well, man, which means they're in league, they're in dealership with them. So because of that, eventually, as the scripture says, it says here, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. So, of course, all these other nations that were formerly or currently still with Esau Edom, still with Babylon the Great, they will go against Babylon. Hence why all the missiles will then be directed towards Babylon. They're going to say, hold on. We got to be focused on missiles on Babylon, man, not on us. That's what they're going to realize. So that's just a simple way of really perceiving it. But the point is that right now, just because, they're in league with Babylon, in terms of the NATO countries, the EU countries as well, all of that stuff, all those groups, like the G7, G20 and whatnot. But really, the main focus has been NATO and EU. All those nations will go against Babylon the Great. They will go against Esau Edom. They won't get tired of Esau. That's the thing. And the Most High will make them get tired of him, to the point where they will send missiles to Babylon the Great, man, as it mentions within Joel 2. So that privilege of having power and control over the nations, it will be revoked, going into the lesson here. So Obadiah 1 and verse 8, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? So of course, he said even destroy the wise men out of Eden. So either, Esau has a diligent search for these things, intricacies in terms of, biology and how mechanisms work and systems work as well. But that's what the Most High has blessed him with. Hence why he always got to have his limitation, Esau's limitation is the fact that he has to understand things in a more factual sense or logical sense or overall carnal sense, of which physical evidence, if you get what I mean. That's what Esau needs, which means that he has no faith. And of course, considering his vessel and his spirit, he ain't got no faith. And yeah, that's the way he's been programmed. It says, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mouth of Esau. It says, and thy mighty men, O Taman, which are like they're the Germans, the Germans of Edomite Germans. That's what I'm gonna try and say. So they're the Germans, and they're really considered as the smart ones of Esau. So it says, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mouth of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. It says in verse 10, so yeah, eventually Esau, Edom will be cut off as well. In the kingdom, after they've done their, portion of servitude to us, then they're going to be cut off, man, as it says in the scriptures. And verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that thou to be honest, Obadiah 1 verse Obadiah, the whole chapter is really just about Esau, but the key part I want to get was between 7 and verse 10. And it says in verse 10 again, so for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever, man. So that's the destiny of Esau, Edom, to be cut off forever as a nation. So that was Obadiah. I want to get might as well get Daniel's as well. So this is Daniel's chapter 2, verse 21. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings. This is all about the Most High Yahweh. And it says, he removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. So of course, all is by the Most High's will for whatever rulership is going to come. So as Esau's also being put down, Yahweh is going to set up Yahweh Shai, to rule in the next kingdom, man, because it will be his kingdom. Of course, the kingdom will be for Israel, but the point is, it's really for Yahweh Shai. Israel is going to be the one to profit the most, of course, or if not, only Israel is going to profit from the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. So he removeth kings, so Yahweh will remove Esau in his rulership, and setteth up kings, which is really Yahweh Shai first and foremost, and of course the elect to rule alongside Yahweh Shai. And it says, all by the will of Yahweh. It says, he giveth wisdom unto the wise, and the real wise ones are really the elect of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. That's the thing. Of course, consider the ones that are on earth and the ones who are part of the elect but have already passed away, because we know that in the past few years, brothers have also passed away as well for different ailments and different reasons as well. Natural causes too. And setteth up kings, he giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. So it's just a period of time that Esau will have in order to rule. He's only going to get so far with whatever wickedness, whatever portion of wickedness or time that Yahweh Shai has allowed Esau to rule for. It will only be for a portion of time. So with that portion of time, the thing is, we know that just with that knowledge alone, the fact that it's just a portion of time that Esau's going to rule, that in itself should also help give us more hope on Yahweh Shai's coming as well, man. As it says here, Yahweh, he removeth kings and he setteth up kings. So we always got to remember that. Alright, so let's get Jeremiah. Let's get Jeremiah. All the privileges of Esau Edom will be revoked, which means removed, taken away. Because the wickedness that's going on right now, just from basic stuff such as the food, the media you consume, even if it's just entertainment, there's all sorts of how can I describe it? Because Esau is a master. Esau's a master psychologist, man. All these movies and games and reading media, there's certain agendas that it does push into them. Such as the, how can I call it? The alphabet community. Yeah, the alphabet community. They're trying to push that in the movies now, which is why flipping all these what's it called? Marvel movies are just dying out right now, man. I think the best one, the peak for Marvel was like around Infinity War Endgame. But right now after that, because they keep pushing, feminism and all these other ideologies that Esau Edom always pushes, as I said, part of the alphabet community too. That's what's diminishing it, man. Because it's mainly guys. If you're gonna be real, it's mainly guys who are really into these comic books and movies as well, man. Which of course I know girls are there, but it's predominantly guys. So but yeah, that's why it's dying down. But rightfully so, because that's also a representation of Esau's kingdom dying down too. Because all these other influences, people are not people are not vibing with that anymore, man. There was a time for that, man, where such as even right now, what's it today? It's November. So yeah, it's November, and next month that season is there. So people are going to be giving into that idol too, heathenistic custom. All you got to do, I think even Christmas even goes back to Saturnalia, I think, which is really a Roman tradition. So all you got to do is just do some research on that. Then you'll see the correlations. I think Jeremiah 10 also mentions about one who bringeth up a tree. So that all goes into heathenistic customs, man. And the Most High is making it where these things are dying out. People are not in that spirit to be buying presents anymore. Not that they can afford to, especially high quality ones at least. But the point is that spirit is dying down. For those of us who have been given the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yashai, we can discern that spirit is dying down, man. It is dying down. And obviously New Year, New Year is just like that place where people are they're trying to push through in the spirit, man, but they're not feeling it anymore. They're not feeling it anymore because the pressures that are coming from above, man, from Yahweh as well. Famines, pestilences that are going to start happening. Jacob's trouble is warming up right now. So that's something we got to always remember, man. Esau's kingdom is falling down in multiple ways. And the signals are even in the movies as well. The types of movies he's producing. Right, let me actually get Jeremiah, man. Alright, so this is Jeremiah 49 and verse 7. This is concerning, it says, Jeremiah 49 verse 7, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? And we read something similar to that about the Most High will remove the wise men of Edom, or you put them down. Obviously in Obadiah 1 and verse between verse 7 to verse 10, it mentioned that. So I read again, Jeremiah 49 and 7, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? And to be prudent really goes into being foresighted, a foresightedness, where you can foresee things. And of course you act in wisdom. So is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the Don, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him. The Don in the past was really just an area where Esau dwelt in, predominantly, mainly Edomites. So that's the Don. It says, the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. It says in verse 10, but I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children, I'll preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. Let me actually get to the point, man. But really, this is just going into the judgment of Esau, Edom. He will be brought down low. Things of which he's hiding, he will be uncovered. So I'll get to verse 16 now. So Jeremiah 49:16, thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Because that's where the term Caucasian comes from Caucasus Mountains, because that was the region of which Esau did dwell in. Now, of course, Esau did move around, because we know that the Dan was also another region Edomites were dwelt in. But originally, in terms of origin, they dwelt in the Caucasus Mountains, man. So, all that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, clefts of the rocks, Caucasus Mountains, they go and sink there. That holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Make thy nest as high as the eagle. That goes into, of course, these really these space stations of which he has up there, man. Trying to get close to the Van Allen belt, but Esau can only go so far. So it says in verse 17, actually continue in verse 16, nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord Yahweh. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. That's what it says, I think, in verse Isaiah 14 about, is this the man of whom caused the world to tremble? Let me try to get that out as well. It says also in Jeremiah 49 verse 17, also Edom shall be a desolation, a complete state of ruin. That's what Esau will be in. Babylon itself will be a representation of Esau's downfall. Utterly demolished. So Isaiah 14, hold on. Alright, Isaiah 14 verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Of course, because with those draconian measures that Esau's about to institute, worldwide, to institute the chip. Yeah. The MOTB. So, the reason why I paused there is because, sometimes if you say certain words, YouTube later on, whether it's like a few months after, or even a year or two after, they'll take down the video. But Yahweh Ratazah, which means Yahweh willing, they don't take down this one. But yeah, that's the MOTB right there, man. But certain times, brothers do mention it, for any new brothers that may be coming in, that chip implant, that's what the MOTB, the mark of the beast, is. So, take heed before you're not going to be able to take heed anymore, which means just listen for now that you have the opportunity to listen. So that's the one thing you got to avoid, man. That MOTB, mark of the beast, microchip implant, you got to look out for it. That's mentioned in Revelation 13, verse 16 to 18, where I'll get soon enough, because I know I don't want to stray too off from the lesson right now. But I will get, just so that, for any new brothers that may be listening. All right, so going to the point, Isaiah 14 verse 16, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened up the house of his prisoners. Yeah, so that's the point. The point is really in verse 16. Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? You want to know why? One of the reasons why is also that MOTB. That's going to be a major reason why people going to be shaking, man. Faith going to be tested in that day. Now, let's get Revelation 13 that I did say. And I'm going to just put it blatant, man. For any new brothers out there. Because I will repeat it again anyways, in future videos about the MOTB, which is just short for mark of the beast. So, Revelation chapter 13. Alright, so Revelation 13 and verse 16 to 18. And it causeth all, he is really talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. In that right hand or their foreheads, that's really talking about the head, in terms of forehead, And also the right hand, that could be really any hand anyways. It could be left or right. And if you think about it, most of the world is actually right hand predominantly. So that's that point there. And it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. So you can't buy or sell anything without actually having a mark. So right now, currently, if you look at society right now, people are paying by phones, by cash, by card, and by what else are they even paying by? But yeah, the point is there's multiple streams, there's multiple means of paying. It could be barter as well, trading one thing for another. So, you got cash, card, and phone, being those three forms of transactions that you can make. Three forms of paying and selling things, paying, receiving, and sending payment. That's what I was trying to say. But in that time, the mark will be the only means to actually pay for things and receive payments. So that's how you know when they say, okay, you can't do anything else unless you have the chip. That's how you know you're in the time of the MOTB, the mark of the beast. So it says, and that no man might buy or sell. So this is Revelation 13 and 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And really in his societies, actually, yeah, even in his secret societies as well, man, they flex symbols. Like the 3-6 symbol? I don't want to do it before, they try and screenshot it and start flipping chatting nonsense. But if you just research it, the 666 hand symbol, just search that up on Google or something, or some kind of other platform. The 666 hand symbol, it's like when you flare up 3 fingers and then you put a hole. You get what I mean? I don't want to do it, but yeah, that's really the point. That's really what Esau uses. And Esau's the one who actually uses these symbols for, when he worships idols and, when he does his dark magic with Satan, man. But anyways, the point is that is his number. That's the number that represents him. 300 and, let me read that. 603 score and 6, which is 666. 666. That's his number. And that's a lot of sixes. But yeah, the point is, when that time comes, when the chip comes where you can't buy yourself without that, okay, that's the season, man. You got to reject that thing, and you got to pray for strength to Yahweh and Yahushua to reject it as well, so that you're preserved from that temptation, man. Right, so, because there's going to be all sorts of pressures, family, friends, well, obviously because of social pressure, friends, but for those who are subject to it, that's why you got to pray for strength. Especially for family, because family is going to be the key one where it's that, especially if you live with them, damn. But either way though, you got to stand strong, man. The same way, brother stood strong during the time of the 2020, 21, 2022 of the juicy juice, Lucy Juicy, what they call it, where they pump it into the arm. People are tempted, man. I remember I was still doing A-levels during that time, man. They've been trying to get me to take the test and all. You gotta stand strong, man. Say no. Even though you look like a fool or awkward, just say no. Because at the end of the day, the substances of which they're trying to put in your body, that, okay, you can't trust your enemy, as it says in, what does it say? I think it says in Ecclesiasticus 12 and verse 10. Let me try to get that one quickly before I then get this. But yeah, that was a revelation that I read previously. Let me get this one. Which really, even just this precept alone. Let me see if I can get Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. So Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for alike as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. So of course you think that, you try to clean, even if Esau was to be cleaned up, that rust is still going to be there, man. Which means that wickedness is still going to be there. That's why it says in verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, You try and clear up the iron, make it clean, but it's still going to rust anyways, which means in Esau's case, you try and you try and clean him up, you really can't even make Esau righteous anyways. He's not supposed to be righteous. It means that the wickedness will always be embedded within Esau's vessel. That's what the Sirach 12 and 10 means. Though he humble himself and go crouching. So of course, even though he may be subtle and kind and smiley, you shouldn't trust your enemy. That's the point. You gotta be cautious with him. Now that doesn't mean, of course, don't trust him to the point where you don't want to get a job, or you don't want to do some meetings with him. Sometimes you gotta just allow some stuff, because of the fact that we're still in our captivity right now. So when it comes to those points, you gotta do what you gotta do. But pray to Yahweh Shim Yashar to provide you wisdom when dealing with Esau Edom. That's really what that scripture is advising for, praying for that wisdom. Because you don't want to be found in a trap when dealing with Edomites, man. You gotta be smarter than them. And through the scriptures, that's how we get smarter than them. That's our wisdom, the scriptures. So that was that point there. Hence why, even just that from that precept alone, never trust thine enemy, is the same thing that you could apply to the mark of the beast as well. Don't trust him, because with that MOTB, there's going to be a whole load of things that he's going to be able to do. Put thoughts into people with that Neuralink chip, or whatever brain chips that they're going to use in that time. Well, there's probably going to be a bunch of them. But yeah, Neuralink chip. Then there's going to be even just the wavelengths, the receiving wavelengths, man, into your brain. That stuff isn't good, man. That stuff isn't good, especially with the time where we've got the G5 and G6 coming up. Talk about the telecommunication signals, G5, G6, just flip around those alphanumerical characters. G5, flip that around, G6, flip that around, and you know what I'm talking about. So that's never trust thine enemy. So yeah, don't trust your enemy, because there are evil causes that are behind, or evil incentives behind his actions. Hence why, even with the chip on the right arm or the left arm, I say arm, but yeah, right hand, as it said in the scriptures. But as I said, it doesn't mean you'll be predominantly right. It's just that most people will be right-handed, and also will be left as well. The point is, it will be on the hand for people to pay with. As you can see, you could just search up Sweden bio implant, then you'll see videos on it. News articles that have been done years ago based on it, even some recent ones too. You may find some. Alternative media, you will find some as well, like BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, you will find it. Alright, so that was, let me get another precept too. Amos, gonna need to wrap this up as well. Gotta do some stuff, but let's see, Amos. See, that's the point, man. Always remember that MOTB, that mark of the beast, you gotta pray to Yahweh Shai that you reject it in that day. And you gotta pray for strength that you reject it in that day, man. That is one thing that you should not collect. That's the exam that you can't fail. That's the exam you cannot fail. When you got the final exam in school, and it's like after that, that's a make or break type of moment where it's like, okay, it depicts what life path you're gonna take in terms of careers. That's the type of thing that we're talking about right now, but in a more grander magnitude of importance and necessity here. Life or death, basically, quite literally. So in that time, man, it's going to be a way of where your priorities at. Who do you fear the most, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, or do you fear Esau Edom? Those who fear man, which is Esau Edom, will take the chip, but they'll be destroyed nevertheless. But for those who fear Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, they will gain the chance of salvation. They will gain salvation, really, because those who don't take the chip, they will gain the salvation. That's the point. Because Yahweh Shai has been supporting them throughout that time period in order to prep them for that very moment of salvation, man, which is going to be a close call. That's why the scripture said the elect shall scarcely be saved. Which means at the very last moment, man, the very last moment. For those in Babylon, when the flipping nuclear missile just hit the ground, you just hear the you feel like the initial heat, the breeze, the hot breeze, and then before it actually damages your body, at that very moment, boom, Yara Tazar, you're gonna be in those chariots, man, and it's gonna be twinkling of an eye, man, as it says in 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 52. Twinkling of the eye, between verses 52 about 52. But in the twinkling of an eye, man, that's how fast the change from this weak vessel right now, this terrestrial body, which is also mentioned in 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 40 onwards, this terrestrial body is going to change into a celestial body, or really a hybrid celestial body. Because, if you get into technicalities, angels don't really need to eat or they don't need to eat or rest, man. But us, we'll be like hybrid celestials, because we're gonna eat, we're gonna need, well, we don't need to rest though, but it'll be like an angel and terrestrial combined, celestial and terrestrial combined. So we're gonna be able to enjoy both worlds in that time, man. All you gotta do is just read 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 40 to onwards. You know about the new bodies. So yeah. Alright, so Amos 9 and 8. Actually, hold on. Amos 9 and 2 first. Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So though they dig into hell, remember the underground bunkers, that's what Esau's trying to do. The Most High still going to take them up. Even if they go to flipping Switzerland or New Zealand to go into those mountain bunkers or underground bunkers, the elect are going to sweep in and take them out, man. That's the thing. Revelation 21 about Jerusalem coming down. So I think about verse 3, Revelation 21, and about verse 2 or 3. But yeah, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb into heaven, space stations, thence will I bring them down. So when the chariots even come, man, there ain't gonna be no way. There ain't gonna be no way for Esau to escape. You can't go up, you can't come down. You're gonna be cornered, basically, like a sandwich. I think that's even a term that's used in war. Like there's a sandwich war, where it's like, okay, one nation encloses from one side, and then another nation encloses from the other side. Then the middle one who's being attacked then has to fight a war of two fronts. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, a war of two fronts. Or fronts, however it's called. Okay, so Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord, the Most High, are upon the sinful kingdom, Babylon, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh. So, of course, Yahweh Shem Yahushua will completely and utterly demolish Babylon, man. The burnt mountain mentioned in Jeremiah 51, I think verse 25. Yep, Jeremiah 51:25. So yeah, that's how Babylon will be, as a burnt mountain, man. Things that are burnt, they typically just are black and just ashy, man. That's what they are. Like charcoal. But yeah, hold on. But yeah, that's the point, man. Privilege of the wicked are going to be removed. So Yara Tazar, I'm going to end it off there. And, see you in the next one, man. So yeah, Shalom, Kahalarim La, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Rakakadosh, and double honest realms and apostles. Thought Yahshua for the strength in order to make this video, and Yahweh Tazar, which means Yahweh willing that you understood this video as well. So Shalom once more.